welcome to the Best of CRM. This video tutorial will cover off email reports. So from the home page, if you click on the left hand toolbar which says email and that icon, you will come to the email page where you can create a campaign or run a preview or top up your credits. On this page we're most interested in the second tab along, which is reports. So this will allow you to view any campaigns that you've previously sent and how they've been received. So if we click on the Best of CRM launch, this is a real campaign that was sent out to two recipients, 57 actually on this list, which you will see the total recipients as 57, the successful sends, which was 57 again, however many might have bounced, in this case none, how many people actually opened that email, which is 44, and how many recipients clicked through the link on that email. There were no people who have unsubscribed as a result of opening that email, and no complaints. A typical example of a complaint might be where somebody has marked the email as junk. That leaves only 11 people who were inactive, which means that they haven't opened the email or they've deleted it without opening it. Again, that's the graphical format you can see there. It breaks that down into a very quick fire, easy to view system for you, and you can also click the See More tab for it to take you through to further information. Scrolling down the page, you'll see the deliverability. So the successful deliveries were 100% and any that have bounced. You will also see the open rate as a percentage and in numerical format, and it will give you a total email opens, which is not a unique rate, but how many times collectively the group have opened that email. There's also the campaign ROI, which you can look at as well if that affects the email that you've been sending. Or there is the CTR, which is click-through rate. So the unique clicks were 2 because there was 2 separate links on the email that went out, and the total number of clicks was 18, and that will then show you the number of recipients clicked, which was 15, and that figure as a percentage. You'll see then that it goes on to talk about the unsubscribe and complaint rates and how many inactive contacts that were sent that email that have neither opened it nor clicked through anything, in numerical form and as a percentage again. The percentage is only calculated by the total deliveries, the successful deliveries, rather than the total recipients rate. To move on, the next tab along is activity, which will show you a whole list of each person or each recipient that was sent the email campaign, how many times they opened it, how many times they clicked through, and then any other of the tick boxes that are highlighted will show you if the email bounced, if they unsubscribed, or if they filed that complaint. And obviously that runs through each of those pages here at the bottom. So you can see from this which of your contacts are active, and look at the emails that you send, and obviously how engaged they are by how many times, if at all, that they've clicked through onto the link that you may have put there. You can obviously filter this to also search for a specific contact if you're looking to see if they've opened your real email on a specific recipient. The next tab along will show you any bounced emails. On this case there was none. The next tab along will show you the open rate, which will come in a graphical form, and it will show you the number of hours after delivery across the bottom, and obviously the unique open rate by the hour along the side. So you can see there the most active time for the recipients to open this email was actually within the first hour of it being sent, and then that dips down after then to almost kind of 1 or maybe even none per hour. The yellow line on that will obviously show the total open rate, so you can see there the graph as it's kind of taken a steep curve up and then balanced out across the top. There is then a summary which will show you the number of contacts who open the mail again and how many click through, and a combined open rate. And again, the contacts who opened that email and the amount of times that they actually opened the email. Although sometimes this figure may be misleading if they have a reading pane on their Outlook, or if they view it through another browser where this counts every time they click past it rather than every time they open it. The next icon along the top toolbar will show you the amount of clicks. Again, that's in a graphical format for you, so it's easy to read and digest. There's a total number of clicks in blue, and the yellow would signify the user clicks. So on each of the emails there was 2 links that we offered them to click through and register for a webinar. And the total number of clicks on each was actually 9, and you will see then the users that clicked this was 9, and the bottom one 8. You can then see how many people and which email address it was that had the total number of clicks. The top number being the first you see, and that works down obviously to just 1. The next tab along will be email clients, and you'll see there that again this is a graphical form so that you can view in which browser or form that they opened your email. This is useful if you're going through to create HTML content, or you have a designer that does that for you, as each email will appear differently in a different browser, so obviously you can tailor. In this case, the majority opened in Outlook 2007, with the next kind of second in line being Outlook 2000 or 2003, and again further down Apple Mail was 10% of the open rate. So you'll see from that those 3 should be the main criteria that you look at when you're next designing an email, so it appears good in each of those browsers. You can then see how many times the email was opened in each of the browsers that are listed. You can see from the next tab the inactive recipients of your email, and you'll then have an option to resend that email to each of those recipients so that they can have another chance at opening that email. Sometimes it is great to call it a different name on the subject line, so that obviously you're not kind of bombarding your contacts with the same content if they've chosen not to open it. The next tab along will show you any unsubscribes or complaints. If they've marked the email as junk or spam, and we will then automatically opt them out of any further emails. So on this one you'll see that the email received no complaints, and there was nobody that unsubscribed as a result. On the final tab you can review the content of the email, which email address it was sent from, and again the subject line. You can view the HTML content and the plain text, and for the purposes of this you'll see the content there, so you can remind yourself of which email you're viewing. And that's using the email report system, which will hopefully identify quite easily to you your most successful campaigns and your most active recipients, and help you to use that information to create stronger campaigns in the future.